Welcome again, Taurus. It's December 2017, and I guess it's appropriate for me to wish you a Merry Christmas. For those of you that are new, this is a brief synopsis of what's going on in your neck of the universe for the very last month of this year. The moon commences its transit in December in your sun sign, the third ruler, which is the planet of communication, which is strong, giving you opportunities to negotiate your way into some good financial opportunities here that we see with the moon transiting the second house around the 4th of December. The full moon is also taking place here just around the 3rd. If we go back, we can see this direct opposition from the sun to the moon. So early on in the piece we see the strong financial flavour of this month. Incidentally, just before this there was a bit of a wasteful, excessive, overly generous moon opposition Jupiter. Let me just get a bit comfortable here, which is indicating the points I just made there. So as the moon moves through the third house of travels, we can see I might just knock this down a little bit, a third of a day, so it's just a little bit slower. We can see this third house activated, which is travels, communication. That seems to be a theme for this month. But notice also the large number of planets here in your 8th house. The Sun, Venus, Mercury, and look at this, it's gone retrograde very early in the piece. So this is the sector of shared resources, indicating some issues that may be lingering there. Your partnership should be okay. Jupiter is a fortifying aspect by being in the 7th house. And we need to see, when the moon swings around here, the importance of your negotiations, especially with banking managers, business partners, loans, annuities, taxes, all that sort of thing, especially with the sun here. But having Mercury retrograde relating to these financial matters may be something you have to tread very, very carefully around. Because as you know, the retrogression of Mercury can and often does require a lot more review, recalibration of your understanding of what's going on. Here we see around the 8th, the transit of the moon in your 4th house of property matters, receiving strong favourable influences from Saturn and Uranus. There can be some unusual progressive approaches you take to your family life, your property portfolio if you're an investor in property, and that's also shown by the movement of the moon through your 5th house on December 9 and 10. That you have to be careful at that time. Go easy on the Bitcoin investment. That could be a bubble. Moon opposite Neptune can show that confusion. With the 6th house position after the 11th, indicating more concern with your health, and that can be something that flares up rather quickly with this opposition to Uranus around the 13th. Some problems can ensue with the conjunction of the moon and Mars here in your zone of relationships and love affairs. Mars is here as well. That endows your partner with a lot of strength and possibly a combative attitude at that time. Moon with Jupiter can smooth things over around the 15th. But this is the one I'm looking for, this conjunction and movement of the moon around the 16th into your 8th house of shared resources. Firstly, making contact with the retrospective retrograde Mercury in this sector we talked about. Followed shortly after, as you can see here, by the position of the moon in conjunction with the sun, which constitutes a new moon here. So a lot of the focus this month, look at that, after the 18th, this focus on the place of shared resources. Mind you, these planets at this time escape any of the hard aspects. So what you see here are nice aspects to the nodes and Uranus, so there can be sudden, unexpected windfalls at that time. You might actually get a bigger Christmas bonus than you'd expected. But that's all pretty good. notwithstanding the retrogression of Mercury, which I'm pleased to say, if you keep your eye on it, you'll see very shortly it'll go into a direct motion, what we call a stationary direct motion. Not yet, we're up to the 20th here, with the Moon and Pluto indicating an obsessive quality to your thinking. For those of you that are into spiritual matters, that's not bad. It gives you an insight into the meaning of life, followed by, around the 21st, that conjunction of the Moon up here in the upper part of your horoscope. Look how also some of these planets, we just go back there a little bit, this is a pretty significant transit. Saturn moving out of that 8th place on December 20th. See that? And then you've got the Moon passing that. Sun moves out on the 22nd. So these are all important movements. Makes sense. The ninth house is the house of long distance travel, higher education. I suggest that, using a little bit of common sense, the 9th house at this time may have more to do with journeys. Look also, as I suggested it would happen, the forward motion of Mercury in its stationary position, but not without this conflict between Moon and Mars, making you impulsive, headstrong and combative there in the place of career matters. A more sociable opportunity for you as the Moon moves into the 11th house on the 23rd. Idealism is strong, conjunction with the Neptune there. Be careful you're not looking at the world through rose-coloured glasses at that time. Christmas is really going to be an ideal one for you with that conjunction. 12th house is a bit of a pulling away from everyone. That makes sense around the 26th, 27th, as the Moon comes back into conjunction with Uranus in that hidden house, the 12th house. You feel good again in the last couple of days of the month, with the Moon moving back through your sun sign in its exaltation position. Still a little bit hot-headed, and the Mars and Jupiter here in close conjunction promise some really big, far-reaching plans for you and your partner if you're married or in a de facto relationship. This is a great end to the year. Take care, and I hope you'll join me again for the New Year's message, which will be a special one. In the meantime, please take note of what's happening at astrology.com.au. We've got more information there for you on your sun sign for the month of December 2017. Take care. See you soon. Bye-bye.